Welcome back to the NDS video blog series. Today, in this video, we'll be discussing how to pass an ETG test. Since ETG can sometimes get misunderstood, let's start with the basics. So, what exactly is ETG? Well, ethylglucuronide, or as it's commonly known, ETG, is a metabolite of alcohol, in particular, ethanol. ETG can be found in the body following exposure to ethanol. The ethanol exposure is typically the result of drinking alcohol and alcoholic beverages. And since ETG is a metabolite that is present in the body after drinking alcohol, it's a suitable bioindicator or biomarker used to test for alcohol ingestion. An ETG test can confirm whether someone has abstained from alcohol use over a specific period of time leading up to the test. And when this happens, meaning a person has in fact abstained from alcohol use, it is known as a negative ETG test result, meaning there was no instance of detected ETG during the screening. A positive ETG test result, on the other hand, will confirm that an individual has consumed alcohol over a certain period of time leading up to that test. So exactly how long before the test? Well, that depends on the type of test, and we'll be talking about that more later on in the video. First, let's talk about who should use an ETG test, and just as important, who shouldn't. An ETG alcohol test detects the consumption of alcohol over a period of time leading up to the test. And there are numerous circumstances where an individual might want to take and pass an ETG test. For instance, if someone is involved in a program where they must abstain from alcohol consumption, an ETG test can validate that abstinence. This could be a court order requirement, like court-monitored probation, or a situation where someone must remain alcohol-free in order to maintain child custody. And there are scores of other examples where the courts can require a person to stop consuming alcohol, so ETG tests for individuals help verify compliance. Also in the legal world, a lawyer could order an ETG test for their client to establish a history of abstaining from alcohol consumption in order to help build their case. And since an ETG alcohol test can detect consumption of alcohol without the effects of consumption still present, an ETG test would also be useful for an individual who has received many DUI arrests. In this case, the test will help verify that they have not consumed any alcohol, possibly a requirement based upon the DUI conviction. And an important note to make here is that ETG tests for the consumption of alcohol, not the effects of intoxication. So, if a business owner or a business manager is faced with a situation where someone might be or might have been intoxicated at work, they should consider alternate testing options in order to accurately assess the situation with that individual. And at this point, you might be thinking, so are there different types of ETG tests? And the answer to that question is yes, there are. So let's quickly discuss the different types of ETG tests and what they can accomplish. In conventional practice, there are two types of ETG tests: a urine ETG alcohol test and an ETG hair follicle test. Put simply, an individual can be tested for alcohol consumption by either providing a urine sample for testing or by allowing a sample of their hair to be screened for ETG. The tests are very similar in that they both screen for the ETG metabolite, which, if found, would produce a positive result in a failed ETG test. There are also significant differences in those tests. In particular, the look-back period for each test varies. Now, a look-back period is a duration of time leading up to the test. This is the time span in which the presence of the ETG metabolite is detectable, indicating alcohol consumption during that duration. So let's take a quick second to discuss the urine ETG alcohol test look-back period. The look-back period for the detection of ETG in urine is about 80 hours. There could be a variance in either direction, but generally, we consider 80 hours to be an accurate period. This means that if someone consumed alcohol in the past 3 days and 8 hours, the urine ETG alcohol test would identify it. So, when you see or hear urine ETG test, just remember 80-hour look back. Now, let's address the ETG hair follicle alcohol test look back period. The look back period for an ETG hair follicle alcohol test is much more extended than the ETG urine test. When testing an individual's hair for the presence of ETG, the ETG metabolite can be detected for up to 90 days. That's nearly 10 times as long as the urine screening. So, if you've consumed alcohol any time in the past 3 months, you will likely fail an ETG hair follicle alcohol test. So now that we've discussed what ETG is, the different types of ETG tests, and the different look-back periods, let's talk about how to actually pass an ETG test. Now, we might be overstating the obvious here, but this is important. The only way to pass an ETG alcohol test is to abstain from the consumption of alcohol. It's just that simple. Based upon what we've learned regarding look-back periods, if you are going to have to submit to an ETG urine alcohol test, your safest bet is to stop consuming alcohol well in advance of the 80-hour look-back period. Passing an ETG hair follicle test with little notice might be a bit more challenging. If you regularly consume alcohol, even just socially, 90 days might seem like a long time. But it needs to be said, if you want to be certain that you'll pass an ETG hair follicle alcohol test, you need to discontinue the consumption of alcohol for at least 90 days before the test. And here at National Drug Screening, we regularly get asked if individuals can order their own tests. And the answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, if you're in a situation where you need to know for certain if you can pass a drug or alcohol test, the best way to be sure is to give us a call and order a test for yourself. In fact, we've made it as simple as ordering an ETG test online through our website. You don't even need to make a phone call. You can privately and easily order an ETG alcohol test online. National Drug Screening has testing locations all over the United States and can organize a same-day test in a location near you. Simply visit our ordering page at nationaldrugscreening.com, or you can just pick up the phone and call one of our representatives and we'll be happy to assist. And thanks for watching this video. We hope it was helpful to you in some way. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, or just visit our full YouTube channel at drugtestvideos.com and search for what you need help with. We have dozens upon dozens of videos waiting to assist you, addressing lots of various topics in the world of drug testing. Until next time, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already.